From scorching deserts that sear the skin to towering mountains where clouds meld with ancient rock, nature is a wordless epic, fierce and majestic. The vast African savannas stretch endlessly, where the horizon blurs between the azure sky and the parched earth. This is not just a landscape, it is the soul of life. An eternal arena where survival and destruction clash. Here, it seems as though God has painted a masterpiece with bold, contrasting hues. Golden grasslands stretch like an ancient, time-worn carpet, yet beneath this arid surface lies a vibrant, unstoppable world of energy. Every moment here is a dance of life, a stage for ceaseless battles. Predators glide through the darkness, silent as a whispering breeze, while their prey has no room for error. They must run, they must fight, and they must gamble everything to survive. A single misstep could be their final farewell to life. This unforgiving land shows no mercy. Life here is forged in a blazing furnace, each creature a piece of steel, enduring the heat and relentless wear to become stronger, sharper. Only the most resilient, the warriors of nature, can endure and prevail through these trials. Welcome to the fierce survival stories of the wild savannah. As the first rays of light pierce through the night, touching the grasslands of the savannah, Africa awakens in a moment of pure enchantment. The sky blazes with mystical hues of orange, as if nature itself has lit the torch of a new day. Yet amidst this breathtaking scene, peace is a luxury. The savannah never truly rests. Here, life and death clash without mercy, like light and shadow wrestling on the grand canvas of creation. In this untamed wilderness, the great herds begin their perilous migration. Millions of creatures leave their shelters, journeying toward distant water sources like pilgrims, wagering everything on a fragile glimmer of hope. Yet on this path, no place is truly safe. Hidden within the tall, sun-bleached grass, lions lie in wait. They move like shapeless phantoms, their eyes glowing in the dawn's light. A single leap, a fatal bite, every movement is a masterful act of destruction. Further afield, leopards and African wild dogs chase down zebras and antelopes. Here, survival doesn't belong to the strongest, but to the wisest. Beneath the still waters of the flooded savannah, the oldest predators lie in wait. Crocodiles, motionless warriors, rest beneath the surface like living shadows, waiting for the wild herds to cross the river. As zebras brave the treacherous waters, only 7 out of 10 will reach the other side. The rest vanish forever into sharp jaws and swirling currents of fate. The savannah doesn't just test strength, it challenges patience, willpower, and endurance. Every creature here, predator or prey, is a warrior in the brutal battle for survival. Every breath is a decision, every stride a gamble. Savannah, the wild heart of Africa, where nature showcases timeless beauty and power. Spanning approximately 20% of the Earth's land surface, the savannah is a golden expanse of grasslands shimmering under the sun. Like an endless carpet stretching to the horizon. It is more than just a landmass. It is a unique biome and ecosystem where sprawling grasslands merge seamlessly with scattered trees. Sunlight filters through, nurturing the lush grasses below and transforming the savanna into a majestic stage for life. The African savanna, one of the planet's oldest and richest ecosystems, has witnessed nature's great transformations over millions of years. As dense forests receded and arid climates took hold, the savanna emerged, a new world, harsh yet brimming with life. Here, survival demanded adaptation or extinction. The African grasslands now cover approximately 5 million square miles, equivalent to 65% of the continent's area, stretching across nations like Kenya, Tanzania, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Botswana, and Namibia. With the arrival of the rains, the savanna bursts back to life, its vast fields blanketed in vibrant green. Yet, in a fleeting moment, the rains vanish, leaving behind a parched land, a relentless trial for its inhabitants, a test imposed by the spirit of the savanna. The savanna is home to over 8,000 plant species, from sprawling grasses to thorny shrubs and towering trees. These plants not only provide sustenance for millions of creatures, but also act as colossal climate regulators. Among its wildlife, the savanna hosts over 1,500 mammal species, from colossal grazers like elephants and giraffes to apex predators like lions, leopards, and African wild dogs. In the skies, more than 2,000 bird species soar, from tiny migratory birds to majestic birds of prey, painting the vast heavens with their flight. Beneath the waters, the wetlands shelter over 500 aquatic species and 400 reptile species, all forming an intricate food chain orchestrated with meticulous precision, a masterpiece of the creator's design. The African savanna is not just a land, it is the beating heart of an entire continent. Here, the rhythm of life is dictated by the interplay of wet and dry seasons, and nature paints a vivid canvas of unparalleled biodiversity. Sprawling beneath an endless sky, the savanna is not merely an ecosystem, but an eternal symbol of life, resilient, powerful, and wondrous. At the heart of the tropical savanna ecosystem, proudly sprawling across the Serengeti grasslands, lies a mesmerizing natural wonder covering over 12,000 square miles, stretching from Tanzania to Kenya. The Serengeti is more than just a land. It is a living canvas of life, an eternal symphony composed by nature over millions of years. It is one of the oldest and most biodiverse grasslands on Earth, home to over 70 species of large mammals and 500 species of birds, painting an unparalleled and breathtaking landscape. From November to May, as rain showers rejuvenate the land, lush green grass blankets the plains, creating a paradise for herbivores. But when the dry season begins in June and stretches through October, that paradise fades. The grasslands wither, water becomes scarce, and the struggle for survival begins. 1.5 million wildebeests, 250,000 zebras, and hundreds of thousands of other herbivores gather into massive herds to embark on an epic journey spanning over 1,800 miles. This is not merely a journey, it is a battle for survival. These animals must cross arid plains, navigate treacherous terrain, ford raging rivers teeming with crocodiles, and evade predators lurking in the shadows. Every moment is a confrontation between life and death, an unrelenting display of nature's raw power. Yet, despite the ever-present dangers, the herds press on. Masai Mara, a promised land with verdant grasslands and abundant water, beckons like a dream at the end of this arduous path. Here, life is renewed. Herbivores drive the regeneration of vegetation, while predators maintain the delicate balance of the ecosystem. Every species plays its part, contributing to a miraculous biological cycle, a never-ending circle of life that ensures the survival of the savanna. Within the vast savanna ecosystem, the Serengeti stands as a colossal arena spanning over 12,000 square miles, where millions of creatures intertwine in an endless cycle of life and death. This is not merely a wondrous natural expanse, but a vivid testament to the wisdom and magnificence of the Creator. In this perfect masterpiece, every creature, from the smallest to the mightiest, carries a purpose for existence, contributing to the remarkable balance that only God could orchestrate. Zebras, antelopes, and other herbivores not only create the idyllic scenery of the Serengeti, but also serve as a vital lifeline for the 3,000 to 3,500 lions, the uncrowned kings of the grasslands. According to the Wildlife Conservation Society, approximately 6,000 wildebeests and thousands of zebras fall prey to these great cats every year. Yet this is not destruction. It is the Creator's way of maintaining population balance, ensuring the Serengeti's life cycle continues harmoniously without excess or scarcity. Lions, scientifically known as Panthera leo, are masterpieces of creation, a symbol of strength, pride, and resilience. As the second largest big cat after the Siberian tiger, they are Africa's apex predators. But the title King of the Grasslands is not derived from individual strength alone. It comes from unity, a gift bestowed by the Creator, enabling them to lead the savanna. A pride of lions typically consists of 10 to 15 members, with lionesses as the primary hunters. They patiently select their targets, often focusing on the old, weak, or young, and execute ambush strategies with unparalleled precision. Their coordinated efforts are a breathtaking display of mastery, crafted by the creator's meticulous hand. But a lion's hunting prowess goes beyond sheer strength. What truly makes them master predators is the intelligence bestowed upon them by the creator. Lions do not charge blindly at their prey. They analyze, evaluate, and meticulously craft their strategy. They understand that patience is a golden key, and in every hunt, they display the composure of seasoned warriors, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. In particular, lionesses, the most exceptional hunters, are the embodiment of coordination and calculated precision. Gifted by God with an incredible ability to work as a team, they divide their tasks flawlessly. Some distract and confuse the prey, while others silently lie in wait to ambush from multiple angles. Every hunt is like a symphony, where each movement is executed with perfect harmony. This is no coincidence, but a gift from the Creator, who designed this intricate masterpiece of life. Meanwhile, a male lion, with a roar that can echo up to 5 miles, serves as the pride's protector. With their strength and majestic presence, they fend off invaders, from rival male lions to packs of ravenous hyenas. The male lion's power is not only in its muscles or roar, but in its divine role as guardian, a responsibility granted by the Creator to maintain balance within the ecosystem. The Serengeti, with its extraordinary beauty and delicate balance, is a gift from the Creator to the world, a masterpiece where every brushstroke, every creature, holds profound meaning. Here, lions are not merely predators. They are embodiments of leadership, authority, and the divine order that God has bestowed upon the natural world. Serengeti, along with its kings of the grasslands, is an eternal hymn of life, a place where humanity can witness and feel the presence of God in every breath of nature. As night falls over the savanna grasslands, the vast expanse is cloaked in a mysterious black veil, woven with the delicate silver threads of moonlight and the shimmering brilliance of countless stars. The air grows still, filled only with the whispers of the wind brushing through the tall grasses like nature's soft lullaby. Within this serene silence, majestic silhouettes begin to stir. Great predators, the uncrowned kings of the grasslands, the lions. Endowed by the Creator with unparalleled hunting skills, lions move with grace and calculated intent. Each step they take blends seamlessly with the rhythm of the earth, producing not a single sound. Their golden eyes, sharp and piercing like blades, scan the darkness, detecting even the slightest movement. These lions are not mere hunters. They are the embodiment of strength and intelligence, masterpieces shaped by God to sustain the perpetual circle of life. From the shadows, pairs of glowing eyes observe with patience, waiting for the perfect moment. The pride begins to execute its strategy. The lionesses, silent as phantoms, spread out in 2 flanking groups, forming a near-perfect encirclement. The lions charge forward, their muscles rippling with raw power, their speed as swift as lightning. A perfectly timed leap ends the chase, quick, precise, as if the outcome of this hunt had already been preordained by God's hand. There is no chaos, no waste. God has taught the lions to hunt as an art, to aim true, use their strength with precision, and master every pursuit. When fragile lion cubs are born, the lioness becomes a devoted mother, carrying the sacred mission of protecting and nurturing the next generation. In her gentle yet vigilant eyes, we see boundless love woven by the hand of the Creator himself. The den where she shelters her cubs is not merely a refuge, but a fortress guarded with unparalleled courage and strength. Whether it's the howls of hyenas echoing outside or dangers lurking in the shadows, the lioness stands resolute, ready to sacrifice everything to keep her little ones safe. Every drop of milk she gives her cubs is not just nourishment, it is a symbol of profound sacrifice. In those early days of life, when the cubs are weak and helpless, they are cradled in their mother's warmth, shielded by her soft fur that feels like God's embrace, protecting them from the harsh realities of the savannah. Her eyes never leave her cubs, and her ears remain attuned to every faint sound. This unwavering focus and love are a testament to the maternal instinct that only the Creator could have instilled. As the cubs grow strong enough to step out of the den, the lioness becomes their most dedicated teacher. She teaches them to observe, to stalk with patience, to charge and seize their target with astonishing precision. Every step, every playful pounce, and every mock hunt is a valuable lesson, divinely inspired for her to pass on. At times, the lioness feigns failure to encourage her cubs to learn, but when danger looms, she does not hesitate to leap into action, risking her life to protect them. Even in times of hardship, when hunger grips the pride, the lioness prioritizes her cubs, giving them the scarce food she has. Her powerful muscles may grow weak, but the heart of a mother never falters. This is more than sacrifice. It is unconditional love, a love the Creator has etched into every breath and heartbeat of her being. The sight of a lioness grooming, playing with, protecting, and teaching her cubs is breathtakingly beautiful, a hymn to motherhood that God has delicately placed in this world. In these moments, it is not just life continuing, it is the unmistakable presence of the Creator who has imbued nature with the essence of love. A lioness does not just raise her cubs, she nurtures hope, sustains the circle of life, and safeguards the perfect balance of the natural world. With every step she takes, and every moment she bows to tend to her young, the light of the Creator shines across the savannah, reminding us that love and life are the most wondrous miracles He has created. As dawn drenches the savannah in a golden blaze, a shadow moves stealthily through the towering grass, blending into nature as if it had never existed. It does not roar like a lion, nor does it cause chaos like a pack of hyenas. It has no need to flaunt its power because it is power itself, the very embodiment of death. A predator sculpted by the hands of creation with absolute perfection, swift as a lightning strike, ruthless as fate, and vanishing like an illusion. The leopard, Panthera pardus, the phantom of the grasslands, the invisible assassin of the deep forests. It does not fight with brute force or rely on a pack for survival. No earth-shaking roars, no thunderous footsteps, only suffocating silence, a chilling prelude to an inevitable end. This is a hunter like no other, solitary, silent, and lethal. Forged by nature into a machine of predation, the leopard is a masterpiece of speed, strength, and merciless precision. Every step it takes is a prophecy of death, every leap a silent execution. It does not chase, it waits, it does not pursue, it lurks. And when the moment comes, in a single breath, it strikes like a blade slicing through the night. Claws sharp as scythes sink deep into flesh. Jaws powerful enough to crush bone lock in an unrelenting grip. No screams, no struggle, just the absolute silence of a life stolen in an instant. But the leopard's strength is not just in its fangs or its terrifying speed. It hunts, not just with force, but with intelligence. When its prey believes it is safe, the leopard has already been there. While others waste time chasing across the vast plains, it drags its kill high into the treetops, feasting undisturbed, beyond the reach of lions and hyenas. It does not just hunt, it disappears. No other predator on Earth has mastered the art of invisibility quite like the leopard. It is darkness within light, silence amidst chaos, an unseen ruler of the wild. Whether in dense jungles, sprawling savannas, or snow-laden cliffs, nothing can contain it. Nature has gifted the leopard the most fearsome weapon of all, absolute adaptability. And as the night falls, as the weak drift into uneasy slumber, haunted by primal fears, it rises once more from the shadows, silent, unseen, and a chilling reminder that in the wild, it is not the strongest that are the most terrifying, but those who remain unseen, yet are always present. This young bud is very tired. He was lying on the tree, gasping for breath. In the past year, he has been living a nomadic life. Searching for a piece of his territory, he is only 3 years old, finally managed to occupy a territory his new home is spread across every leopard print stream. But Olimba is young, very hungry and inexperienced. A delicious meal that seems to be within reach. It's so tempting what he has to do. The sheep are near the edge of the groove. There is an optimum attack distance. Otherwise they will be left behind by their prey. Olimba must be at a distance from the prey. A surprise attack can only be launched within 4.5 meters. For the flower treasure that is hunting, close is never close enough. Almost within range of Olimba, he just has to wait for him to come a little closer. When the deer let down his guard, he was like a bolt of lightning, 10 kilometers as fast. He chases him, it's hard to fly. Finally, Flower Treasure passes a beautiful fall. The two of you hug each other like a couple. The enemy of one's life, it's like getting out of the game with prey in your mouth. Leopards are also fast. The deer also found an opportunity to get away. Obviously, it's too late. I can only turn my head to find trouble with the flower newspaper, just silently walk away to find. On the vast plains of the Serengeti, where life and death are separated by a single breath, a golden blur streaks across the landscape like a lightning bolt. No deafening roar, no ambush from the shadows like the leopard. This predator doesn't need to hide, nor does it rely on the strength of a pack. It is the embodiment of pure speed, a lone warrior engineered by nature for the ultimate race of survival. The cheetah, Acinonyx jubatus, the undisputed king of speed, a master of the wind, and a predator that turns raw acceleration into its deadliest weapon. In a world where lions and hyenas dominate through strength and teamwork, the cheetah takes a different path, one ruled by speed, precision, and an unmatched killer instinct. nature has sculpted the cheetah's body with absolute perfection. It doesn't have the bone-crushing bite of a lion or the brute force of a hyena, but what it does have is a marvel of evolution. Its long, flexible spine acts like a biological spring, stretching and contracting with every stride, allowing it to cover up to 23 feet, 7 meters, in a single bound. Its long, lightweight legs generate explosive force, propelling it forward with staggering acceleration. In just 3 seconds, the cheetah can reach nearly 60 miles per hour, 100 kilometers per hour, the same speed as a high-performance sports car. But speed alone isn't enough. The cheetah isn't just a mindless sprinter, it's a strategist. It reads the terrain, predicts every move of its prey, and even uses the wind to its advantage. When an antelope makes the smallest mistake, a mistimed leap, a moment of hesitation, a slight misstep, the cheetah strikes. This isn't just a chase, it's a high-stakes pursuit. As its prey twists and turns in desperation, the cheetah adjusts instantly, using its long tail like a rudder, allowing it to change direction mid-sprint without losing momentum. Unlike other big cats, the cheetah's claws don't retract, giving it extra grip on the ground and razor-sharp precision in every turn. Each maneuver is flawless, a breathtaking display of speed, agility, and deadly accuracy. Then comes the final blow. A swift swipe to the prey's hind leg sends it crashing to the ground in a swirl of dust. Within seconds, the cheetah pins it down, jaws clamping tightly around the throat, cutting off its air supply. No struggle, no second chances, just silence. But even after a successful hunt, the cheetah has no time to celebrate. It lacks the strength to defend its kill. A single lion, a pack of hyenas, or even a stealthy leopard can smell blood from miles away, ready to steal its hard-earned meal. If the cheetah doesn't eat quickly, it risks losing everything. Unlike lions, who feast and then rest under the shade, the cheetah must always stay on high alert. If a larger predator arrives, it has no choice but to flee, because the cheetah wasn't built to fight. It was born to run. And if it ever gets injured, if it ever slows down, its reign as the fastest animal on land will come to an end, along with its life. Though it is one of the most fearsome predators on the plains, the cheetah is also a mother of unyielding strength. She does not hunt just to survive. She hunts to protect, to feed, and to raise her fragile cubs in a world filled with danger. Unlike lions, she has no pride to defend her. Unlike hyenas, she has no clan to share the burden. Alone, she must shelter her young, teach them to hunt, to hide, and to survive in a land where threats lurk in every shadow. The first 18 months of a cheetah cub's life are the most perilous. Lions, hyenas, even leopards would kill them without hesitation. The odds of survival are grim. Only 10 to 20% of cubs ever reach adulthood. But the cheetah mother does not give up. She is always moving, always searching for safety, always vanishing into the tall grass to keep her cubs hidden from predators. When they are old enough, she teaches them the art of the hunt, every step, every pounce, every failure, and every success. She knows that one day her cubs must face the wild alone. They must learn to run, to fight, and to survive without her. Yet no matter how fast the cheetah runs, it cannot outrun the dangers closing in. Habitat destruction, human expansion, and rising competition from larger predators are pushing this species to the brink of extinction. As of 2023, the IUCN estimates that only about 200 cheetahs remain in the Serengeti. As night falls over the Serengeti and the cold wind whispers through the swaying grass, somewhere, a cheetah mother still watches over her cubs. She knows the road ahead will not be easy. She knows the dangers are relentless, but she also knows one thing for certain. As long as she can run, as long as she can fight, she will never stop. It has been 4 months since these 3 cheetahs hunted a young antelope. The daughters of Mara, the cheetah, are now 1 year old. Their mother is still teaching them how to hunt. This time, they've set their sights on a herd of Thompson's gazelles grazing nearby. This moment, they are stealthily targeting the gazelles in the grasslands. The cheetahs use their fur's natural color to blend into the tall grass. They crouch low and slowly inch closer to the gazelles. The unsuspecting gazelles continue grazing, unaware of the approaching danger. At this moment, the gazelles seem to sense something. A slight commotion begins to stir. The cheetah suddenly lunges forward, engaging these prey in a life and death chase. This particular gazelle gave them quite the challenge. One of the cheetahs pursues it. Mara is left panting heavily, but one of her daughters is ready to step in and help. For the first time, she participates in the hunt. Mara's daughters don't yet realize that this hunt will be their last one together with their mother. It marks the beginning of their independent lives. These 2 young cheetahs are now 14 months old. Their mother left a week ago and now they must survive on their own. Mother cheetahs do not abandon their cub son till they have fully learned hunting skills. That usually happens around 18 months of age. They will have to face life on their own. Sooner than expected, they will roam the vast savanna, searching for prey, keeping a low profile, avoiding enemies, but they are far from being ready. The roar of the cheetah could not scare away these powerful enemies. Mara's daughters were no match for the hyenas with teeth that could crush bones. They couldn't compete in numbers. This time, the hungry hyenas gave up. The 2 sisters returned to their own territory. The cheetah has seen its prey, but to catch them means traversing rough, muddy terrain, and that is the cheetah's challenge. This new hunt must succeed no matter the difficulty because they are starving. The cheetah cubs are now using the same technique as Mara to approach their prey. They try to be as unnoticed as possible, blend into their surroundings, and when the time is right, they will attack. Just as they learned from their mother, one of the sisters comes to help control the prey. The prey tries to escape, but it is scared. The young cheetahs are very alert now. This time, they will not let the prey escape. Finally, one of the cheetahs grabbed the prey by the throat, ready to bite it. The cheetah began to tear the prey was still alive to eat. As usual, the hyenas were waiting for their chance. Once again, faced with these fearsome carnivores, the two young cheetahs were helpless. To survive, Mara's daughters must live a wandering life, searching for new lands. When faced with enemies, we can only hope they will unite together. Mara is still alive, but she has become a lone cheetah. For 100 years, the cheetah has been hunted and threatened by human activity. At the beginning of the 20th century, there were 100,000 cheetahs in the wild. Now there are only 7,000 left. Their shared habitat is also shrinking rapidly. If humans continue to ignore the fate of the cheetah, the world's fastest animal will be pushed to the brink of extinction. And like the first cheetah in African legend, Mara and her sisters might also cease to exist, becoming nothing more than a legend.
Where the rainforest and the savanna collide, like two rivers merging into one, a land of contrast and beauty emerges. A place where the lush embrace of the trees meets the open vastness of the grasslands, where the winds carry the breath of two worlds, blending into a single, untamed rhythm of the wild. This is the homeland of one of Africa's most extraordinary animals, the African giraffe, Giraffa camelopardalis, the gentle giants of the savanna. They are living towers of nature, tall, graceful, and utterly unmistakable. A fully grown giraffe can stand up to 18.7 feet, 5.7 meters tall, making it the tallest land animal on Earth. Towering over the grasslands, they stretch their long necks toward the treetops, reaching heights no other herbivore can. With coats patterned in a mosaic of unique markings, no two giraffes are ever the same. Each one a masterpiece sculpted by nature itself. But their height is not their only defining feature. They wear a natural crown upon their heads. Unlike their relatives, African giraffes have up to 5 horn-like structures, a rare trait among mammals. Their large, gentle eyes scan the horizon, capable of detecting the slightest movement from afar, allowing them to anticipate danger before it arrives. They do not roar to claim dominance, yet they remain untouchable titans of the wilderness. Yet the African giraffe is more than just a silent giant. It is the unsung gardener of the savanna. With a tongue reaching nearly 18 inches, 45 centimeters long, it effortlessly strips leaves from towering branches, feeding on vegetation that few others can access. But this simple act has profound consequences for the ecosystem. As giraffes graze, they naturally prune the trees, preventing overgrowth and allowing sunlight to reach the smaller plants below. By bending and breaking branches, they reshape the landscape, ensuring that the savanna remains open and balanced. And as they roam, they disperse seeds through their dung, unknowingly planting the forests of the future. Every step they take is more than just movement. It is a vital contribution to the delicate balance of the African wilderness. But their existence is more than just ecological. Giraffes are an iconic symbol of sustainable ecotourism, according to the World Wildlife Fund. WWF. Giraffe watching safaris not only offer breathtaking encounters with these magnificent creatures, but also directly support their conservation. The awe in people's eyes as they watch a giraffe stride across the plains, the quiet wonder as they see it stretch toward the sky. These are reminders that the wild still exists, raw and magnificent, but more fragile than ever. Human expansion, poaching, and habitat loss have driven African giraffe populations to dangerously low numbers. They may be the tallest creatures on land, able to reach the highest branches, but they cannot reach the future without human protection. Conservation is not just an effort, it is a promise. A promise that future generations will still see these towering figures walking across the savannah, still witness them reaching for the sky, still marvel at their presence as living relics of a vanishing wild. As the Serengeti sun sets and the evening winds whisper through the acacia trees, an African giraffe stands tall, gazing over its ancient home. It does not know what the future holds. It does not know if its kind will continue to roam these lands. But it knows one thing for certain. As long as it can walk, as long as it can reach for the sky, the African giraffe will endure, a timeless sentinel of the savannah. Across the endless plains of the Victoria Basin, as the setting sun paints streaks of fire across the horizon, a great army is on the move. Not the roaring lions, not the stealthy predators lurking in the shadows, but the warriors of the grasslands, the eternal pilgrims of Africa, the wildebeest Conchaetes taurinus. For millions of years, this species has defied the unforgiving wilderness. They do not have razor-sharp claws to tear into their enemies, nor bone-crushing jaws to overpower their foes. But nature has gifted them something greater, the power of speed, endurance, and an unshakable unity that no predator can break. Their bodies are masterpieces of adaptation. Thick, sinewy muscles ripple beneath their dusty gray coats, and their curved horns, honed through generations of survival, stand ready to fight back against any threat. But their greatest weapon is not in their strength. It is in their relentless legs, their hooves that never stop moving. When danger strikes, they can sprint at 50 miles per hour, 80 km/h, fast enough to outrun even the most fearsome hunters. Yet speed alone is not what makes the wildebeest one of Africa's most successful species. They do not travel alone. They move as a herd, a force of nature that cannot be broken. A lion may take down an individual, but before the stampede of thousands, even the most powerful predator must hesitate. When one wildebeest senses danger, it does not flee alone. During the dry season, when the earth cracks under the merciless sun and rivers vanish into dust, the wildebeest leave behind the parched lands of the Serengeti, heading toward Lake Victoria, where water and fresh grass still offer a chance for survival. But this is not merely a migration for food and water. This is the Great Migration, the heartbeat of the savannah, the miracle woven into the fabric of nature itself. Along the journey, predators await. Lions, leopards, hyenas all follow the herd's every movement, waiting for the moment of weakness. But when danger strikes, the wildebeest do not falter. When one runs, they all run. When one dodges, the entire herd shifts in unison. And then they push forward. Not all will make it. The weak will fall behind. The young may not yet have the strength to escape the jaws of a waiting predator. But the herd does not stop. Their journey is not a choice. It is a destiny written into the cycle of life itself. And then the rains return. As the first raindrops kiss the earth, the golden plains transform into a sea of green, and the wildebeest turn back, retracing their steps in a cycle as old as time. They are not just survivors. They are the lifeblood of the savannah, playing their part in a grander design, a masterpiece painted by the hands of creation itself. But even the strongest warriors cannot escape a new predator, not lions. not hyenas, but humans. Fences now block their migration paths. Farmland replaces their grazing lands. Climate change alters the rain cycles, drying up the rivers that have guided them for millennia. What nature has given, mankind is taking away. If the migration routes are severed, if the grasslands are lost, their journey will come to an end. No more rolling waves of wildebeest stretching to the horizon. No more thunderous storms of hooves kicking up dust in the golden twilight. No more legendary migrations that have shaped the heartbeat of Africa for thousands of years. But there is still hope, as long as protected lands remain, as long as humanity understands the irreplaceable value of this ecosystem. As long as the wildebeest still have space to move, to run, to migrate, then the rhythm of the African plains will not be silenced. And as the sun sets over the Victoria Basin, as the last golden light spills across the savannah, the wildebeest continue their journey. Thousands of bodies move as one, their hooves churning the dust into a storm of motion. A reminder that in a world of constant change, some things must never be lost, so long as we choose to protect them. Savannah, a wild land that once seemed like nothing more than scorched grass and swirling dust, transforms into an entirely different world when the rainy season arrives. The first raindrops fall like the opening notes of nature's grand symphony. The cracked, parched earth softens, dried up riverbeds begin to overflow, and before long, the vast grasslands are submerged in an endless sea of water. This is not just a simple change. It is a miraculous spectacle of creation, a living masterpiece where water and life intertwine, offering every creature a chance to adapt and survive. Amidst this flooded landscape, one animal reigns supreme, the hippopotamus. If the lion is the king of the savannah, then the hippo is the lord of the waters. More than just inhabitants of this watery realm, they are its caretakers, playing a crucial role in maintaining the delicate balance of the wetland ecosystem. Weighing up to 3,300 pounds, over 1,500 kilograms, they are among the largest land animals, second only to elephants and white rhinos. But don't be fooled by their massive bulk. Beneath the water's surface, they are agile swimmers, gliding effortlessly like silent phantoms of the river. The scorching African sun can sear everything in its path, but hippos have adapted in their own unique way. They spend most of their time submerged, where the cool water helps regulate their body temperature and shields their sensitive skin from the relentless heat. As night falls, these massive shadows quietly emerge from the water, venturing onto the lush grasslands. A typical group consists of 10 to 30 individuals, moving together in the darkness like an invisible yet powerful army. They can travel several miles in search of food, grazing on soft grass and preventing vegetation from growing unchecked. An essential role in reducing the risk of wildfires caused by accumulated dry grass. But the hippo's role extends far beyond the land. When they return to the water, their waste enriches the ecosystem, providing vital nutrients for countless microorganisms and fish, fueling an abundant food chain. They are the bridge between two worlds. Both rulers of the water and guardians of the savannah, preserving the delicate equilibrium that nature has so perfectly designed. In the southern regions of Africa, where vast wetlands stretch as far as the eye can see, an estimated 40,000 hippos roam, one of the largest populations on Earth. Each hippo carries a purpose, not just to survive, but to shape and safeguard life itself. As the sun rises, casting its golden reflection upon the shimmering waters, the hippos retreat into their submerged kingdom, continuing the endless cycle of nature. A flooded savanna is more than just a meeting place of land and water. It is a cradle of rebirth, where the laws of survival are rewritten with each rainy season, and where silent giants like the hippo work tirelessly to uphold the delicate rhythm of the wild. The hippopotamus is not just a magnificent creature of nature, but a flawless masterpiece crafted by the Creator for the lands of Africa. With divine precision, he designed them as silent guardians of the ecosystem, giants that maintain the delicate balance between water and land. Yet, human greed is turning these peaceful waters into blood-stained battlegrounds, pushing this majestic species to the brink of extinction. Protecting the hippos is not just about saving an animal. It is about honoring the sacred design that God has woven into nature itself. If we allow poachers to steal their lives, we are defying the very act of creation. We must act now, before the rivers of the savannah become mere echoes of the silenced roars of giants lost forever. The temperate savanna stretches like a vast golden tapestry, from Kruger National Park to Pilanesberg and Galagadi. Here, the tall grasses sway in the wind, and the acacia trees, Acacia tortilis, stand resilient beneath the endless blue sky, enduring both drought and raging wildfires. This is no paradise. This is a land where nature tests every creature, where only the strongest and most resilient survive. And in this unforgiving landscape, one colossal beast walks with an aura of reverence: the African rhinoceros, Ceratotherium semum, one of the most iconic animals of the South African grasslands. Nature has sculpted the African rhino into a living fortress, a creature that seems carved from stone. It is the largest of the 5 remaining rhinoceros species, with a body weighing up to 5,500 pounds, 2,500 kilograms, and stretching over 13 feet, 4 meters long. Second only to the 3 existing elephant species, it is one of the largest land mammals on Earth.
This is all. How many secrets remain hidden within its dense canopy, beneath its shadowed waters, or high above in the treetops where sunlight vanishes in the blink of an eye. Scientists race to unravel the mysteries of the Amazon, yet how can humanity ever move faster than the ceaseless rhythm of God's creation? Researchers estimate that every single day a new species is discovered, as if the jungle itself is perpetually evolving, endlessly continuing the grand narrative set in motion at the dawn of time. The Amazon is not just a rainforest, it is a living testament to the Creator, where life intertwines like an infinite mystical tapestry. From ancient trees shrouded in mist, to rivers snaking like the earth's very lifeblood, from the jaguar's piercing roar in the dead of night, to the cold, watchful eyes of a giant anaconda lurking beneath the still waters. Every corner is a chapter in nature's epic, every creature a piece of the grand design. Across an expanse of more than 5.5 million square kilometers, the Amazon is not only the largest tropical rainforest on Earth, but also a living masterpiece of the Creator, where life intertwines in a wild and unforgiving dance. This jungle is not a uniform mass, it is divided into distinct ecological layers, each with its own identity, reflecting the intricate design of God's creation. Beneath the dense, damp forest floor, darkness prevails, and the air is thick with humidity as towering canopies block out the sun's rays. According to the WWF, more than 50% of the Amazon species inhabit the upper canopy, where life is forced to adapt to limited space and scarce light. This is not merely a habitat, it is an evolutionary battleground where relentless competition among thousands of species of animals and plants never ceases. Space, water, and food are not freely given. They are hard-earned rewards for those who fight, adapt, and prove themselves against the trials set forth by the Creator to test the resilience of His creations. With an average annual rainfall of 2,300 millimeters, the rainforest is not only damp, but also treacherous, murky, and brimming with danger. Visibility is limited, movement is hindered, and predators have no choice but to become stronger, craftier, and develop the most efficient hunting strategies to survive. In the insect kingdom, amid countless small yet abundant creatures, one stands above all. The Amazon spider, a monster lurking in the darkness, where even death itself moves in hushed steps. Bestowed with immense size by the Creator, the Amazon spider, scientifically known as Theraphosa blondi, claims the title of the largest spider on Earth. With a leg span of up to 30 centimeters and weighing 170 grams. Yet despite its colossal build, it has no need to flaunt its strength. Nature has gifted it with razor-sharp hunting instincts and a perfectly engineered survival toolkit, allowing it to thrive in a jungle teeming with unseen dangers. In the pitch-black depths of the Amazon, where thick layers of foliage obscure all vision, the Amazon spider does not rely on sight, for the Creator has granted it a different ability, the power to sense vibrations. Every tiny movement beneath the forest floor, every faint breath of its prey is detected by the ultra-sensitive hairs on its legs, enabling it to locate its target even in total darkness. In the blink of an eye, it strikes with precision, sinking its powerful fangs deep into its victim, injecting venom that liquefies internal tissues, making them effortless to consume. Despite being called the Goliath bird eater, birds are not its primary prey. Instead, its diet consists of insects, small rodents, amphibians, and tiny reptiles, a carefully designed menu crafted by the Creator to maintain the delicate balance of the ecosystem. Yet, even the most formidable predator is not without threats. When faced with danger, the Amazon spider does not solely rely on its size or venom. Instead, it wields a unique defensive weapon, an intelligent survival strategy granted by the Creator. Rather than engaging in direct combat, it releases urticating hairs from its abdomen, launching them into the air to irritate the eyes and skin of attackers, particularly birds of prey and larger mammals. This is not just a clever defense mechanism, but a testament to the perfection of divine design, where even the most fearsome creatures wield non-lethal weapons to preserve harmony. But when no other option remains, the Amazon spider fights. It rises high on its powerful legs, stretching its imposing 30-centimeter frame, ready to intimidate any threat. Its 2.5 centimeters fangs poised for attack can deter even the deadliest predators. Though its venom is not fatal to humans, it is potent enough to immobilize prey and send a clear warning to any creature daring to challenge it. The Amazon spider is not merely a hunter, it is a key guardian of the ecosystem, an essential piece in the grand puzzle of creation. By regulating insect and small animal populations, it ensures the stability of the Amazon, keeping the intricate food chain intact. Within the rainforest's vast and complex web, every creature has a role, a divine mission assigned since the dawn of time. And here, deep in the shadowed heart of the Amazon, Every sound, every movement is part of the grand masterpiece that the Creator has woven into the fabric of nature. Deep within the untamed heart of the Amazon, where raging waters merge with dense, towering canopies, God has created a creature embodying both majesty and mystery, the jaguar Panthera onca. This is not just any big cat, it is a true warrior, a supreme predator granted by the Creator with strength, cunning, and an unrivaled dominance over the wild. Beneath the thick jungle cover, where darkness reigns and the line between life and death is razor thin, the jaguar knows no fear. It moves in silence, proud and graceful, like a phantom blending seamlessly into nature, attuned to every heartbeat of the forest, patiently awaiting the perfect moment to strike. With a muscular build that can exceed 100 kilograms, 220 pounds, and a golden coat adorned with intricate black rosettes, each one a masterpiece painted by the hand of the Creator, the jaguar is more than just an animal. It is a living testament to nature's perfection, a predator sculpted by divine design to rule the untamed wilderness. God did not just create the jaguar with a breathtaking appearance. He equipped it with extraordinary weapons, making it the ultimate predator in every situation. Unlike lions that hunt in prides, or tigers that stalk through deep forests, the jaguar is a lone warrior. But solitude does not mean weakness. Its eyes, gifted with unparalleled night vision, pierce through the thick darkness of the Amazon, where moonlight barely reaches the forest floor. The tapetum lucidum layer in its eyes allows it to absorb even the faintest traces of light, giving it the power to hunt, even when the jungle is swallowed by the blackest night. But its keen eyesight is only one part of its deadly arsenal. What truly makes the jaguar the nightmare of the Amazon is its devastating bite, the strongest of all big cats. With a bite force of up to 1,500 pounds per square inch, it can crush bone in an instant. Unlike lions or tigers, which go for the throat, the jaguar aims directly at the skull, delivering a fatal bite that ends its prey's life immediately. Crocodiles, wild boars, even massive anacondas, none can withstand the sheer force of the weapon God has bestowed upon this beast. Yet, the jaguar's dominance does not end there. Unlike most predators that rule only the land, the jaguar is the undisputed master of three realms: land, water, and the treetops. No other big cat swims as skillfully as it does. When night falls, it silently slips into the water, gliding like a phantom through the currents, before erupting from below, like a demon from the depths, seizing its unsuspecting prey. Even caimans, the swamp's apex predators, tread cautiously when the jaguar is near. It is not just a hunter, it is a hunter of hunters, a throne no other creature can claim. But God did not create the jaguar merely to kill. He gave it a higher purpose, to be the guardian of balance in the Amazon ecosystem. When it hunts wild boars, it prevents them from overpopulating and destroying vegetation. When it takes down smaller animals, it helps maintain stability in the food chain. Without the jaguar, the Amazon would spiral into chaos, overrun by unchecked populations that would devastate their own habitat. The jaguar is a ruler but not a tyrant, a predator but not a destroyer. It takes only what it needs, living in harmony with the laws that God has set. In its piercing golden eyes, there is not only the ferocity of a hunter but also the wisdom of a protector. a messenger of nature, a living symbol of the perfect balance between life and death. As the first rays of dawn pierce through the endless canopy of emerald green, the jaguar moves in silence, vanishing like a phantom into the vast wilderness. It does not seek a throne, nor does it need a crown, for God has already placed it at the very top of the food chain, a king that reigns without ceremony. It is a war god, a shadow in the jungle, a creature that will never bow. Every leap, every flex of its powerful muscles, every earth-shaking roar is a hymn of creation, a verse in the grand symphony that God has composed. And amidst the majestic wilderness where the rivers rage and the trees stand tall, the jaguar roams, forever the phantom, forever the legend. In the freshwater ecosystem of the Amazon, God has created a truly extraordinary creature, the giant otter, scientifically known as Pteronura brasiliensis. These animals are not just powerful predators, they are warriors that uphold the balance of the river. The Amazon basin, stretching from Brazil to Peru, Colombia, and Bolivia, is home to the giant otter. They do not live in solitude but thrive in tightly bonded groups, hunting and defending their territory from threats. God has endowed them not only with strength but also with intelligence to navigate the challenges of the wild. As one of the largest otter species in the world, the giant otter can reach up to 1.8 meters, 5.9 feet in length, and weigh up to 32 kilograms, 70.5 pounds. Designed by the creator with webbed feet and a powerful tail measuring up to 70 centimeters, 27.5 inches, they can swim at speeds of up to 14 kilometers per hour, 8.7 miles per hour, gliding through the water like invincible warriors. One of their most remarkable traits is their dense, waterproof fur, an incredible masterpiece gifted by God to protect them from the cold and harsh conditions of the river. Their outer fur, 8 millimeters thick, prevents water from penetrating, while the inner layer is soft and dense, retaining heat and allowing them to survive even in the most extreme environments. Beyond their adaptability, giant otters possess ears and nostrils that can close when submerged, along with highly sensitive whiskers that detect the slightest vibrations in the water. This is no coincidence, it is a divine gift that makes them the ultimate freshwater predators. As master hunters, giant otters dominate the fish population of the Amazon. From catfish and piranhas to massive fish like the arapaima, which can grow up to 3 meters, 9.8 feet, long, all can fall prey to these otters. When fish become scarce, they do not hesitate to hunt crabs, snakes, even small caimans and anacondas. But their prowess is not just about raw strength. Giant otters are strategic predators. They hunt in coordinated packs surrounding their prey and driving it into a vulnerable position before delivering a decisive bite with their razor-sharp teeth. When they catch their prey, they grip it tightly with their front paws and tear into it with powerful jaws. The sounds they make while eating echo across the water, a declaration of their dominance in the ecosystem. Despite their might, giant otters also have formidable enemies. Jaguars and massive caimans lurk in the shadows, waiting for an opportunity to strike. But God has not left these otters defenseless. He has given them extraordinary agility, allowing them to evade swift attacks. With their webbed feet and paddle-like tails, they can dive deep, slip through rocky crevices, and turn the river into a natural weapon of defense. However, their greatest strength does not lie in individual abilities, but in unity. A group of up to 20 otters can form a nearly impenetrable defensive circle, where each member protects the other with unwavering determination. Their growls and piercing calls are not just methods of communication, but declarations of dominance, warning any intruder that they are ready to fight. God has given giant otters not only courage but also wisdom, the understanding that collective strength surpasses individual power. When faced with jaguars or caimans, they do not cower in fear but attack in coordination, tearing into foes much larger than themselves. Their unity is so formidable that even the most fearsome predators hesitate before challenging them. Yet, giant otters are not just relentless hunters. They play a crucial role in the Amazon's ecosystem, controlling fish populations and maintaining ecological balance. God created them as guardians of the river, ensuring that the freshwater environment remains in harmony. Without them, certain fish species could overpopulate, leading to chaos in the food chain. Giant otters are living proof of the Creator's perfect design. They are mighty warriors, fearless protectors of the Amazon, creatures that do not merely survive, but reign over the vast waters entrusted to them. Every swift movement, every call, every coordinated hunt is a testament to the grand plan that God has ordained. And thanks to their presence, the Amazon River continues to thrive, maintaining the order and balance that has existed since time immemorial.
Deep in the heart of the Amazon rainforest, where rivers twist like colossal serpents and sunlight is devoured by the dense canopy, a creature of darkness slithers in silence. It is not just an animal, not merely a reptile. The South American crocodile is the embodiment of nature's wrath, the invisible hand of God placed upon this wild world to maintain its order. Rushing waters, a night veiled in darkness, nothing reveals its presence, a perfect predator, a phantom lurking beneath the abyssal Black River. With jet black skin as dark as the night, the South American crocodile vanishes into the water like a ghostly specter. It does not rush, nor does it flaunt its power. God has bestowed upon it a special gift, the patience of death. It lies still, motionless, revealing only its piercing eyes and finely tuned nostrils, awaiting the fateful moment of its prey. God did not create it to run. He created it to wait. It can hold its breath for over an hour, as if its very existence transcends this world. A living shadow, a deity of the night, ready to annihilate any unfortunate soul that wanders into its sight. Then, the moment arrives. The prey carelessly approaches, oblivious. And before the thought of death even crosses its mind, the darkness beneath the water explodes. The South American crocodile surges forward with astonishing speed, its jaws opening like the gates of hell. Its bite force surpasses all creatures on Earth, up to 3,000 psi, twice the strength of a jaguar, 3 times that of a lion. Once it clamps down, nothing can escape. But it does not merely bite, it dances with death. It spins, a death roll. God's whirlwind. This is not just a hunting tactic. This is a verdict written by nature, executed by the mightiest being God has placed in the Amazon. Spin, crush, tear, bones shatter, blood stains the water crimson, and then silence. The prey disappears. The crocodile becomes the darkness once more, slipping back into the river as if it never existed. Midst the raging rivers and dense swamps of the Amazon, where the night quietly devours the light, a creature lurks, unhurried, unchasing, a silent beast wielding overwhelming power. Scientifically known as Eunectes murinus, the green anaconda is the heaviest snake in the world, a monster that can reach 9 meters in length and weigh over 250 kilograms. It does not need speed. It does not chase its prey like other predators. It waits, lying deep beneath the murky waters of the Amazon. It remains motionless like a submerged boulder, blending into the darkness, revealing only its sharp eyes and nostrils above the surface, watching, observing, giving away nothing. With the ability to hold its breath for over 10 minutes, it is utterly invisible in its domain, a ghostly presence, an unseen executioner waiting for the moment to strike. Then, fate unfolds. A capybara, a forest deer, or even an unsuspecting crocodile wanders to the riverbank for a drink. They do not realize death is already waiting. In a split second, the anaconda erupts from the water, coiling around its prey in an unbreakable grip. No roar, no tearing flesh, only silence, only the sound of bones snapping, breath fading. 90 psi. Its constriction force is equivalent to the weight of a small car crushing its victim's chest. There is no chance to escape. There is no room to fight back. Only darkness closing in until everything ends. But the hunt does not stop there. The green anaconda does not chew, it swallows. Its jaws stretch beyond logic, as if unbound by the laws of nature. A flexible skull, expandable ligaments, a perfect design, allowing it to devour creatures larger than itself. Deep within the dense foliage of the Amazon rainforest, where light barely pierces through the thick canopy, a creature moves in silence, graceful as the wind, swift as lightning. It does not rely on brute strength to dominate, nor does it need massive size to spread fear. God has bestowed upon it something far more terrifying: cunning, speed, and the ability to vanish into the shadows. No one hears its footsteps. No one sees it move. But when death arrives, only silence remains. This is the margay, Leopardus weedii, the phantom assassin of the treetops, a master hunter designed by God to rule the high branches of the Amazon. The margay does not hunt on the ground like the jaguar or puma. It does not lurk in the water like crocodiles or ambush prey from the shadows like the green anaconda. Instead, it hunts in the sky of the rainforest, high among the branches where it reigns supreme. God created the margay with legs unlike any other feline. It climbs vertically like a squirrel. It descends headfirst like a phantom. It hangs effortlessly from branches using only its hind legs, as if gravity does not apply to it. No other cat in the world can do this. Only the margay. From above, it watches its prey, piercing eyes scanning through the darkness. It does not pounce recklessly like the jaguar. It waits, patiently, silently, as if time itself has stopped. And then, when the fated moment arrives, it strikes. A flawless leap, claws digging deep, a swift, precise execution. No roars, no prolonged. The margay is not just fast and agile. It is a deceiver. High in the trees, it mimics the sounds of monkeys, birds, and even rodents to lure its prey closer. A small monkey hears the distress call of its kin, rushing to help, only for death to descend like a bolt of lightning. No scream, no escape, only a fraction of a second before everything fades to black. It does not kill out of hunger alone. It kills because it was chosen for this role. A guardian of balance, an executioner without flaw. In the vast Amazon rainforest, where everything is in constant motion, where predators engage in a daily battle for survival, one creature defies it all. It does not run. The three-toed sloth, a being crafted by God not to rule, not to hunt, but to exist as a gentle note in the grand symphony of the wild. In the relentless brutality of the Amazon, where crocodiles crush bones with their lethal jaws, where green anacondas squeeze the last breath from their prey, where the jaguar strikes from the shadows with unparalleled force, the sloth stands in stark contrast. It has no sharp claws for attack. It has no speed to flee. It has no strength to fight. While other creatures wage an endless war between life and death, the sloth moves like a slow current of time itself, step by step, never in a hurry, never in distress. It clings to the highest branches, where few can reach. Its thick fur is not just a shield, but a camouflage, blending it seamlessly into nature's embrace. No urgency, no urgency, no worry, no fear. While predators fight endlessly to survive, the sloth simply lives. As God intended, God did not create the sloth to be the strongest, but He granted it something extraordinary. The perfect adaptation to a slower rhythm of life. It survives on a diet of nutrient-poor leaves. But the sloth has learned patience, digesting slowly, absorbing every ounce of sustenance with unmatched efficiency. Its heart beats 1/3 the speed of a human's. It can go days, even weeks without food, and still remain healthy. It does not need much to exist, because God has granted it a peace that no other creature in the Amazon possesses. In a world where survival depends on speed and strength, the sloth moves as if untouched by the urgency of life. Each day, it may travel only a few meters. Each week, it may shift to a new tree. And throughout its life, it simply drifts, slowly, peacefully, like a silent monk in the heart of the jungle. But do not mistake slowness for weakness. The sloth does not run because it does not need to run. It does not fight because it does not need to fight. It exists exactly as God designed it, slow, untroubled, yet undefeated, because it knows that God created it for a different kind of life. As dawn breaks over the treetops, while the green anaconda still coils beneath the murky waters and the jaguar waits in the shadows for its prey, a sound echoes from the highest branches. It is not a roar of dominance. It is not the chilling hiss of a predator. It is a bright, crystal-clear call, a voice that awakens the jungle from the dark slumber of the night, This call is more than just the herald of morning. It is a reminder that amid the brutal reality of nature, God has preserved something pure, a song of life that continues to play, no matter how deep the darkness may be. The toucan does not have sharp fangs to tear apart its prey. It does not have powerful claws to bring down its enemies. But God did not create it for battle. Instead, He gave it a different weapon, brilliance and song, a symbol of joy amidst the somber tones of the Amazon. No creature in the rainforest rivals the toucan's plumage. Its enormous beak is like a masterpiece of nature, painted in the vibrant hues of a sunset, an artwork that only God could create. Though it appears heavy, it is surprisingly light, a testament to nature's delicate craftsmanship. But its colors are not merely for beauty. They are a declaration of life itself, a statement that even in a world where survival is a relentless struggle between life and death, there is still a place for joy. The toucan lives high in the trees, where it surveys the world below with calm detachment. It does not rush. It does not scramble. It moves effortlessly through the branches, basking in the sunlight. And when it wishes, it simply spreads its wings and soars, a streak of color gliding across the sky. Its diet reflects the very essence of its existence. It is not a predator. It does not seek the thrill of the chase. Instead, it enjoys the simple pleasure of feasting on ripe fruit from the treetops. It is the silent sower of the Amazon, dispersing seeds across the rainforest, ensuring its continued growth. Without fangs, without brute force, simply by existing, the toucan plays an irreplaceable role in the grand design of God's creation. Yet even the most radiant creatures have their enemies. Jaguars, green anacondas, harpy eagles all see the toucan as a potential meal. But God has not left it defenseless. He gave it agile wings, the ability to dart between branches in an instant, and eyes that are always alert. It is not strong, but it is swift. It is not fierce, but it is wise. And with its sharp instincts, it survives in a jungle where danger lurks from the treetops to the forest. In the great symphony of the Amazon, every creature is a note. The jaguar is the pounding drum, the crocodile the deep, rumbling bass, the anaconda the slow, creeping undertone of silent death. But the toucan, it is the flute, light, free, and untamed. Its call does not threaten, does not signal terror. It simply sings the melody of life. When it calls, the jungle brightens, as if reminding all who dwell within that even in a land ruled by deadly predators, there is still space for beauty, for vibrance, for a creature that does not need to fight to exist. And as the sun sets beyond the treetops and darkness begins to creep in once more, the toucan's call rings out again, as if singing of the wonder of this world, of its own presence in the perfect masterpiece that God has painted. Beneath the dense canopy of the Amazon, where rivers rush and shadows stretch across the forest floor, a song rises as night falls. It is not the growl of the jaguar, nor the hiss of the green anaconda, nor the splash of the crocodile. It is a delicate yet unmistakable melody, a song that does not belong to predator or prey, but to a masterful artist placed by God to weave beauty into the grand symphony of the Amazon. The frog. The frogs of the Amazon have no claws to hunt, no thick hides to shield them from danger, no brute strength to overpower other creatures. But God did not create them for battle. He created them to sing, to keep the Amazon alive with its own rhythm, a melody that never ceases in the embrace of nature. As the last golden rays of the sun filter through the trees, as twilight fades beyond the horizon, the tiny musicians begin their performance. Each note shimmers in the air, blending with the rustling leaves, the murmur of flowing water, the buzzing of insects. It is not a meaningless tune. It is the signal of life, a reminder that the Amazon is not only ruthless, but also graceful, not only a battleground, but also a sanctuary of peace. God has gifted the Amazon's frogs not with power, but with survival through adaptation and artistry. Their skin is more than just a shield. It is a masterpiece painted by God in brilliant hues. Electric blue, fiery orange, vivid red, radiant yellow. Each frog wears a unique design that no other creature can replicate. But these colors are not merely for beauty. They are a warning. Some frogs carry deadly toxins within their skin, a message to any would-be predator that they are no easy meal. Those who foolishly test their luck suffer the consequences, for God has equipped these tiny beings with a defense as elegant as it is lethal, a perfect balance of danger and beauty. Yet, not all Amazonian frogs flaunt vibrant colors. Some choose invisibility. Cloaked in earthy browns and leafy greens, they vanish into the forest, melting into bark and foliage like ghosts. They do not need venom to survive. Instead, they wield the art of concealment, an intricate gift from God that allows them to slip unseen through a world full of threats. But whether hidden or radiant, whether small or carrying the touch of death, all Amazonian frogs share one unbreakable bond. They are the tireless musicians of the rainforest, the devoted performers in nature's grand orchestra. Each species has its own voice, its own rhythm, its own irreplaceable part in the endless song of the jungle. Some hum deep, resonant tones, while others produce sharp, metallic chirps. Some whisper delicate notes, heard only in the hush of the night. And if one day you find yourself lost in the depths of the Amazon, pause for a moment. Close your eyes. Listen. Somewhere, hidden in the shadows, beneath the damp leaves and tangled branches, God's musicians still sing. A song without end, a symphony that never fades, a reminder that no matter how the world changes, no matter how long the strong may reign, there will always be small creatures who continue to sing. There will always be music in the rainforest, and as long as they keep singing, the Amazon will continue to live. The parrot, a bird that God did not create to be concealed, but to call out boldly, to soar across the rainforest sky like a declaration of life itself. In the grand symphony of the Amazon, where predators melt into the shadows and others wait quietly for the dawn, the parrot is the voice that shatters the silence, proclaiming that light still reigns over the vast wilderness. God did not create the parrot to hide like the three-toed sloth, nor to flee like the smaller creatures, nor to bring death like the jaguar or crocodile. Instead, he gifted it with wings strong enough to conquer the skies, feathers painted in radiant hues that streak across the green canopy like a living rainbow, and a voice so loud and commanding that it fills the forest with the unmistakable sound of life. As the first rays of sunlight pierce through the mist, as golden light filters through the dense foliage, the parrots are the first to break the morning silence. No other creature's call is like theirs, sharp, resounding, as if awakening the entire rainforest from its deep slumber. It is more than just sound. It is a celebration of a new day, a hymn of freedom, a burst of laughter in a world ruled by survival and instinct. Parrots do not shy away from being seen. They move in flocks, streaks of red, green, yellow, and blue dancing across the sky like brushstrokes on nature's greatest canvas. No other bird can match their majesty, each feather shimmering as if God himself painted them with sunlight and fire. When a flock of parrots takes flight, the sky transforms into a living masterpiece, painted with the boldest colors of creation. But parrots are not just beautiful. They are also among the most intelligent birds in the world. God did not only give them powerful wings, he gave them wisdom, an ability few other creatures possess. They learn, they mimic, they remember every sound, every call of the jungle. They do not simply sing, they speak. They do not simply listen, they answer. No other being in the Amazon interacts with nature quite like the parrot, a creature that converses with the rainforest, turning the sounds around it into a language of its own. Parrots do not fear predators, for they possess something no hunter can take away: unity. They do not live alone, do not face the darkness and solitude. They fly together, calling to one another with cries that announce their
Strongest, the smartest, and the most resilient creatures can endure its relentless grasp. Yet, amid the brutality of ice and snow, nature weaves extraordinary tales of strength, adaptation, and survival against all odds. Standing tall in this unforgiving wilderness is a living symbol of resilience. The bison, Yellowstone's most formidable giant. Yellowstone is not just a land of breathtaking landscapes. It is the last stronghold of the largest publicly owned bison herd in the United States. Once, these majestic beasts roamed the vast plains in numbers ranging from 30 to 60 million, dominating the heart of the continent. But history and human intervention drove them to the edge of extinction. By 1902, only 23 bison remained. Yet through extraordinary conservation efforts, their population made a remarkable recovery, reaching between 4,500 and 5,500 by 2023. Yellowstone remains the guardian of this species' wild lineage, preserving the untamed spirit of one of North America's greatest creatures. The bison is the largest land mammal in North America. Mature bulls stand up to 6 feet tall at the shoulder and weigh between 1,000 and 2,200 pounds, while females are smaller, weighing around 800 to 1,200 pounds. When winter descends, temperatures can plummet to 40 degrees and 40 degrees, and howling winds tear through the forests, freezing everything in their path. Yet the bison do not falter. They are armed with a natural suit of armor, a specialized 2-layer coat built for survival. An outer layer of long, coarse hair acts as a barrier against the biting wind, like an impenetrable fortress. An inner layer of dense, insulating fur traps warmth, preserving their vital body heat even when ice clings to their massive frames. While many animals seek shelter to escape the brutal cold, bison stand firm amid the blizzard, a true warrior of the wild. Before the snow begins to fall, bison prepare for the brutal months ahead by storing a thick layer of fat, making up 10 to 15% of their body weight. This fat reserve is their lifeline, sustaining them through the long, food-scarce winter. As the cold sets in, they move less, seeking food only in accessible areas. Every action is deliberate, each step a calculated effort to conserve energy, like a flickering oil lamp struggling against the deep winter night. But bison do not remain idle. They migrate seasonally, searching for areas with thinner snow cover or lower elevations where grass is easier to reach. Yet even when snow blankets the land in layers several feet thick, they have a way to uncover their food. With sheer strength, their massive heads and powerful necks become tools of survival. Using their foreheads like a plow, they sweep away the snow, clearing a path to the hidden grass below. This instinct is vital because in Yellowstone's unforgiving winter, the inability to find food means certain death. Bison may appear calm, sometimes even sluggish, but their survival instincts are nothing short of formidable. During the breeding season from June to September, peaking in July and August, mature bulls return to the herd, engaging in fierce battles for mating rights. These dramatic duels between Yellowstone's warriors unfold as thousands of pounds of muscle collide and razor-sharp horns strike with thunderous force. The greatest challenge isn't their own kind, it's the predators. Despite their massive size, bison must contend with Yellowstone's most formidable hunters, gray wolves and North American grizzly bears. As winter tightens its grip and food grows scarce, these predators become bolder, hungrier, and more ruthless than ever. In 2023, researchers from the Yellowstone Wildlife Research Institute recorded a sharp increase in encounters between wolves and bison. But what's truly remarkable is that bison are never easy prey. When cornered, they can sprint at speeds of up to 35 miles per hour, 56 kilometers, an astonishing feat for an animal weighing over a ton. And when forced to fight, they unleash their razor-sharp horns and devastating headbutts, using their massive weight to crush any threat in their path. A lone wolf, no chance. A pack of wolves, not guaranteed. Mother bison in particular will fight to the bitter end to protect their calves. A single kick from their powerful hind legs can send a grown wolf flying. In some cases, entire wolf packs have been forced to retreat, unable to overcome the sheer resilience and determination of a united bison herd. In the legends of the wild, Yellowstone is more than just a national park. It is a grand stage where legendary predators emerge from the shadows of history to continue their epic tale of survival. Among the icons of this land, the North American grey wolf, Canis lupus, strides forward like a fearless warrior, upholding the delicate balance of the ecosystem through centuries of change. Millions of years ago, the ancestors of grey wolves roamed the icy plains and towering forests of Eurasia. As the Ice Age cast its shadow over the earth, a pioneering group of wolves dared to cross the Bering Land Bridge, the gateway connecting Asia and North America. From there, they embarked on an extraordinary journey across the continent, where mammoths, saber-toothed cats, and other prehistoric giants once ruled. But time is relentless. As the titans of the Ice Age faded into extinction, the grey wolf did not fall. They adapted, refining their hunting strategies, shifting their focus from mammoths to moose, bison, and wild deer. Wolves are not just predators, they are masters of survival, warriors who refuse to bow to the trials of time. Before European settlers arrived in North America, grey wolves were the true monarchs of the land. From the frozen Arctic to the deserts of Mexico, from the Atlantic to the Pacific, their haunting howls echoed across mountains, prairies, and forests. But then a new force emerged: humankind. In the 19th century, human expansion transformed vast wilderness into farmland, replacing wild herds with domestic livestock. Wolves, once the rulers of the land, were suddenly branded as enemies to be eradicated. Ruthless campaigns of hunting, poisoning, and shooting followed. By 1920, the last howl of the grey wolf had fallen silent in Yellowstone, leaving behind a broken and unbalanced ecosystem. But nature does not forget. In 1995 to 1996, humanity sought to make amends through one of the boldest conservation efforts in history, reintroducing grey wolves to Yellowstone. 31 wolves from Canada were released into the land that was once theirs. And like a song left unfinished, their howls once again resonated through the forests, awakening Yellowstone from a 70-year slumber. The wolves' return was more than just a repopulation, it was an ecological miracle. They restored forests, balanced elk populations, revitalized bird life, beaver colonies, and even reshaped the very flow of rivers and streams. Today, approximately 94 wolves, divided into 8 major packs, rule Yellowstone, while the broader ecosystem supports a population fluctuating between 528 and 883 individuals. These proud predators are not only remarkable for their survival skills, but also for their sheer physical presence. Height, 26 to 32 inches at the shoulder. Weight, 100 pounds, 130 pounds, males. 80, 110 pounds, females. Thick double-layered fur allows them to endure brutal temperatures as low as 40 degrees. A striking 45–50% of Yellowstone's wolves sport black coats, a rare genetic inheritance from ancient interbreeding with domestic dogs. Black fur is not just a symbol of mystery, it also offers a survival advantage. Studies suggest that the black coat gene may provide resistance to certain diseases, particularly canine distemper virus, one of the deadliest biological threats to wolves. Wolves do not live alone. They are disciplined warriors bound by the structure of the pack. Each pack consists of 4 to 15 members, led by an alpha pair, the undisputed king and queen. Packs do not just hunt together, they fiercely defend their vast territories, ranging from 50 to 1,000 square miles. The size of their domain depends on food availability and competition. When prey is abundant, packs claim smaller, well-guarded territories. In leaner times, they expand their range, engaging in brutal battles with rival packs to survive. Yellowstone is not just a place, it is a living story, a grand stage, where the grey wolf continues to write the epic saga of the wild. From the icy tundras of the past to battles against humanity and their miraculous resurgence, these wolves have proven that they are more than just predators. They are the very soul of Yellowstone, and their howls, echoing through the mighty mountains, will never fade into silence. In the frozen kingdom of Yellowstone, where nature tests every creature with its unforgiving wrath, one giant stands tall, a fearless warrior of the wild, the moose. Amid the snow-covered forests, its deep, resonant grunts echo like a proclamation of strength and pride. Scientifically known as Altis altis, the moose is not only the tallest and largest member of the deer family, but also one of the greatest surviving relics of the Ice Age. A living testament to endurance, it plays a silent yet vital role in maintaining the delicate balance of Yellowstone's ecosystem. Its sheer size alone makes the moose a towering monument of nature. Height, 6 to 7 feet at the shoulder. Weight, 900 to 1,600 pounds, males. 800, 1,300 pounds, females. But what truly elevates the moose to legendary status is its colossal antlers, a crown of dominance stretching up to 6 feet across, a symbol of unparalleled power. When the mating season arrives, the forests become a natural battlefield, where the thunderous clash of antlers rings out like war drums announcing battle. Winter in Yellowstone spares no one, as piercing winds howl through the valleys and the land is entombed in ice. The moose endures, standing firm against nature's cruelty with its thick, armor-like coat. Outer layer, coarse, dense fur acting as a shield against the cutting wind. Inner layer, soft, insulating wool that traps body heat, keeping it warm even at 40 degrees. But even with this natural protection, winter remains a battle for survival. When snowfall blankets the land in an endless sea of white, food becomes a buried treasure, hidden beneath layers of ice. Moose are forced to migrate for hundreds of miles, seeking areas with thinner snow where life still clings on. Not all will survive the journey. Despite their immense strength and size, moose are not alone on the battlefield of the wild. They are prime targets for the North American grey wolf, a predator known for its intelligence, patience, and pack strategy. A full-grown moose, armed with antlers like mythic blades and legs as sturdy as steel columns, can crush a wolf with a single devastating kick. But wolves do not hunt alone. They work as a team, stalking, exhausting, and waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The young, the weak, and those weary from the harsh winter become their primary targets. The chase between a wolf pack and a moose is a deadly ballet of nature. The pursuit stretches for miles, from the frozen plains to the dense forests. When cornered, a moose will turn and fight, each antler thrust a lethal weapon, each thunderous kick a force to be reckoned with. But if the wolves are too many, the tide of battle shifts. Through the trials of nature, through the relentless cycle of life and death, the moose continues to stride forward, an indomitable warrior. It is not just a creature of Yellowstone, it is its very essence, its pulse, its lifeblood. With every step imprinted on the frozen earth, with every deep, guttural call reverberating through the ancient forest, the moose writes another chapter in its story, a wild epic where life is more than survival. It is a bold declaration of nature's raw and untamed power. Upon the towering mountains where ancient forests stretch endlessly, where icy rivers carve through vast, untamed plains, God placed the grizzly bear at the heart of Yellowstone, an eternal testament to absolute power. Each step it takes resounds like the echoes of time, its curved claws razor-sharp, forged by the fire of nature itself. The grizzly is not merely a wild beast, it is the embodiment of will, dominance, and an unshakable reign. With a back as broad as a stone fortress and colossal limbs capable of crushing any who dare to challenge it, the grizzly does not merely survive, it rules. But brute strength alone does not make a ruler. God did not create the grizzly as a mindless force of destruction. He bestowed upon it the cold intellect of a master predator. In its deep brown eyes lies not just the untamed wild, but a terrifying precision. Every step is a calculated move, every strike a ruthless verdict decreed by nature itself. As spring returns to Yellowstone, the snow melts and rivers surge with life, carrying salmon back to their spawning grounds. The grizzly bear needs no bow, no trap, only the blessed hands given by God. With a mighty swipe, its claws plunge into the frigid waters, lifting writhing fish from the currents. One strike, one roar, and the feast begins. When summer arrives, the meadows flourish. and moose and deer graze in peace. But in the shadows of the ancient forest, the grizzly watches. It does not chase blindly like the cheetah. It waits, it calculates. It strikes when the moment is perfect. A lone calf separated from its herd, an old stag too weak to flee. One powerful charge, one thunderous bite, and fate is sealed. But God did not create the grizzly merely to hunt. He made it a conqueror. When the grey wolves, the most strategic predators of the wild, bring down their prey after a long and calculated hunt, they believe they have earned their reward. But the darkness in the forest stirs. A colossal figure emerges under the fading sunlight. The grizzly does not need to ambush. It does not need to hide. It only needs to step forward. A single earth-shattering roar cleaves through the air. The piercing eyes of the wolves flicker with hesitation. Faced with a living tempest of raw power, they must make a choice. Stand their ground and risk everything, or surrender to a force even nature itself respects. At times, the wolves gather, circling the grizzly, their teeth bared, growls echoing through the dim forest. But the giant stands unshaken, a monument carved by the hands of the Creator himself. With a single swipe of its massive paw, a wolf can be sent flying, bones shattering, life extinguished in an instant. And so 3 out of 10 times the wolves abandon their kill, because in the law of the wild, the strongest always reigns. But God did not grant the grizzly bear its strength merely for destruction. It was given to protect and sustain balance. When the grizzly digs for roots and tubers in the fall, the remnants of its meals enrich the forest floor, nourishing the land. As it roams along rivers, its thick fur carries seeds from place to place, sowing life with every step. And when winter blankets Yellowstone in an endless sea of white, the grizzly retreats into the depths of its den, surrendering to a silent slumber. No hunting, no conflict, no struggle, only sleep like a god watching over the world, allowing nature to move as it was destined to by the hands of the Creator. Not the fastest, not the strongest, but the most majestic. No weapons, no allies, only itself. A living wonder placed upon Yellowstone by the divine. A reminder that true power in nature is not just in claws and fangs, but in the balance that every creature was given. And so in the heart of this vast and untamed wilderness, beneath the towering forests and snow-capped peaks, the grizzly still roams, still roars, still reigns, an eternal creation of God.
Above the wild skies of Yellowstone, where snow-capped peaks stretch toward the heavens, where shimmering rivers carve their way through endless green forests, God placed the bald eagle, a living embodiment of power, freedom, and absolute majesty. With colossal wings spread like sails catching the winds of the divine, with piercing eyes that see through the water's surface from miles away, and with talons.
But its true power lies not just in its immense size. It lies in its endurance, adaptability, and a legacy of survival spanning millions of years. The most defining feature of the African rhino is its broad, square-shaped mouth, a divine adaptation designed for grazing on short grasses. Each day, A fully grown rhino can consume up to 265 pounds, 120 kilograms, of grass, playing a crucial role in maintaining the balance of the savanna. As they move across the land, they regulate vegetation growth, clearing space for smaller species and ensuring the ecosystem functions in perfect harmony. They do not merely live in the savanna, they shape it. But if there is one symbol that captures both the greatness and the tragedy of the African rhinoceros, it is the mighty horns that adorn its head. These two massive horns, made of keratin, the same material as human hair and fingernails, are powerful tools for defense, used to fight off even the most dangerous predators, from lions to crocodiles. The front horn can grow up to 65 inches, 1.65 meters, long 0.65 meters, long 0.65 meters, long cut, weighing an average of 8.8 pounds, 4 kilograms. Yet, it is this very horn that has made the rhino one of the most relentlessly hunted animals on Earth. The survival story of the African rhino is one of both triumph and heartbreak. By the late 19th century, they were on the brink of extinction, with only about 20 individuals remaining in the wild. But through tireless conservation efforts, their numbers began to rise in one of the most remarkable wildlife recovery stories of our time. As of 2023, an estimated 18,000 African rhinos remain, primarily in Kruger and Kalahari National Parks. These lands provide the ideal environment, wet summers that allow the grasslands to flourish, and dry winters that sustain an abundant food supply. But even after surviving millions of years of evolution, they now face their greatest threat: humankind. According to Save the Rhino, more than 450 African rhinos were killed in South Africa in 2022 alone, their horns taken for illegal trade, primarily driven by markets in Asia. They are not slaughtered for food. They are not hunted for self-defense. They are killed for a false belief, the myth that their horns bring power, luck, or even serve as medicine. But this is too high a price to pay for superstition. Nature did not create these gentle giants to be trophies. They were meant to roam freely across the vast plains, not to be casualties of human greed. Every rhino killed is not just an individual loss. It is the destruction of a legacy that has endured for millions of years. Yet, there is hope. As long as conservationists continue the fight, as long as people recognize the true value of nature, as long as we protect these lands, the African rhino still has a future. Not confined within fences or small reserves, but out in the open, where they can roam as they were meant to, under the vast African sky, living as nature intended. As the sun sets over the South African plains, casting golden light over the towering forms of the rhinos, they march on, unaware of the battle being waged for their survival. They do not know of the threats looming over them, but they know one thing for certain: as long as the grasslands remain, as long as the open skies stretch above them, the African rhino will continue to walk this earth. A living legacy of the wild, a miracle of evolution, a reminder that humanity can be destroyers, but we can also be protectors. And the story of the African rhinoceros is not yet finished. We are the ones who will decide the next chapter. God created the African savanna as a living masterpiece, a vast expanse of golden grasslands stretching beneath an endless blue sky, where all creatures move in perfect harmony with nature's rhythm. This is the land of great migrations, where lions roar to assert their dominion, where herds of wildebeest thunder across the horizon, where African rhinos march like ancient titans. Each gust of wind carries the breath of the Creator, and each footstep upon the earth is a testament to the enduring life He has bestowed upon this land. God placed predators and prey, rainy seasons and merciless droughts, but He also gave every creature a sacred purpose. Lions maintain balance. Wildebeests spread life. African rhinos clear the way for new grass to flourish. Every species plays its part in this perfect design. The savanna is not just a landscape. It is an eternal symphony of life, where every being has a place, and every movement holds divine meaning. Yet, amidst this breathtaking masterpiece, a shadow looms, threatening to obscure God's light: the plague of poaching. Lions and hyenas are not the greatest threats to the majestic creatures of the savanna. Humans are. Driven by greed, by false beliefs, by the pursuit of meaningless wealth, poachers have heartlessly stolen the lives of countless beings. African rhinos are slaughtered for their horns, elephants are massacred for their ivory, and leopards and lions are hunted for their skins. The crack of gunfire shatters the silence of the plains, not in service of the natural order, but to satisfy human desire. God gifted mankind with wisdom, but not to destroy his creation, not to erase the wonders he so carefully designed. We cannot stand idly by while the savannah is reduced to a barren wasteland, where only the bones of fallen giants remain beneath the scorching sun, where the echoes of life that once flourished are buried beneath the dry, lifeless earth. Protecting the savannah is not just about saving wildlife. It is about fulfilling the mission God entrusted to us. We were made stewards, guardians, not destroyers. If we do nothing, a day will come when the great herds of wildebeest no longer roam the grasslands, when the African rhino no longer stands proud upon the plains, when the lion's roar is nothing more than a memory lost to time. But if we rise, if we protect what remains, if we embrace the responsibility that God has given us, then the savannah will endure. The symphony of life will play on, and this sacred land will remain a testament to his creation forever.